Hi, I'm Heather. I'm an attraction coach and best-selling author of Dating Up. And I'm going to say something absolutely outrageous right now. I'm going to cross over enemy lines and give you access to a controversial secret psychological formula that will get you laid by hot younger women. A formula that targets women's emotional triggers and makes her feel an uncontrollable feeling of attraction to the man using them. How do I know? I know because men in the know have used it on me, and women in the world will be absolutely outraged by what I'm about to tell you. They will feel exploited because they don't want guys to know their deep, dark secrets of how they choose a man. You see, most men don't know how to make a woman uncontrollably turned on, but I do. These secrets are so insanely powerful. They will make any woman feel an addictive, overwhelming desire to be with you. This same formula make any woman desire and crave you so badly, she won't be able to control herself from fantasizing about you. Now, this formula isn't just about making a girl like you. It's about getting her to feel goosebumps all over her body and a pleasurable tingle at the pit of her stomach when she's with you. It's about having her heartbeat so strong it's literally pounding through her chest from hearing your voice. It's about planting a seed of desire in her mind so ridiculously forceful, she shakes with excitement at the very sight of you. But before I share this formula with you, I need you to stop whatever else you're doing and pay close attention to this controversial presentation because it won't last long. This video is not what you expect, and women everywhere don't want you to know this controversial formula. So watch this presentation now while it's still online before I'm forced to take it down. This is entirely different than anything you've seen or heard before. So you may be wondering, who's this Heather? Well, I said I'm a dating coach and best-selling author, but that's not really important right now. What's important is that I know something that no man could ever tell you. Secrets only women can know. Secrets of what young women want in a man. Secrets that will shock you to your core in a good way. Because I will show you that any age doesn't matter one iota. With this formula, you can attract, date, seduce the younger woman of your dreams. And I know this because I'm a woman that's dated older men. Older men have been and are attracted to me. And other older men have approached me all the time, asking for help in attracting younger women. And in order to help them, I had to figure out how to teach these guys. Once I discovered a simple formula and passed it off to these guys, they had mind-blowing success dating younger women. And today, I will show you how this simple formula has worked for thousands of men already, and how it will work for you too, to attract young, hot women you desire and deserve. However, this formula is not just about dating younger women. It's also about enjoying the freedom in life you want.
I want you to imagine for a second that when you approach a younger woman, she would instantly respond positively to you. Or imagine that you are a talented seducer who could have his pick of any woman. Imagine the feeling of pure joy that runs through your veins when the very woman who never gave you the time of day tells you that you are the perfect man for her. Imagine the excitement when that same woman stares into your eyes with lust and passion, literally begging you to do naughty things to her. Imagine how powerful you will feel when out in a public place with a beautiful, sexy young woman on your arm, while other men burn with jealousy as they see how happy she is to be with you. My strange yet effective method uses specific triggers of emotion that will make a young woman want you so intensely and deeply, it will almost be like a magnetic force has taken control of her body, making her powerless to resist you. And once you pick the one you like, the rest is easy, because her body will be overcome with consuming desire for you, and she'll feel sweet, tingling butterflies deep in her stomach at the very thought of you. And this can happen no matter if you're good-looking, average-looking, or downright ugly. In fact, it doesn't even matter if you're bald, out of shape, or basically the opposite of a male model. It's not about how fat your wallet is either. What's more, it doesn't even matter how old you are. Now, you're probably thinking, this sounds crazy, right? I don't blame you for feeling that way. But I know for a fact that I've helped hundreds of guys in their 40s and 50s not only attract, but date younger women. Average guys, bald guys, fat guys. just about every kind of guy there is. And this is all possible for one simple reason. I revealed to them a little-known method to trigger the emotional part of a woman's brain that makes her instantly attracted to a man. And the more desirable and high value she is, the better this stuff works. You'll be shocked and amazed, and I'll explain why in a moment. But before that, I want to tell you something you may not be aware of. Even though the method I'm talking about has been used by the guys I've shared it with for years, not many other guys actually know about it. Less than 5%, I'd say. But the guys who know about it have enjoyed unlimited success because it can make women feel an uncontrollable, red-hot attraction, making her hopelessly addicted to you. And this highly effective method holds the big key to create a feeling of sexual intrigue to make her very interested in you. Listen closely, because you're about to find out exactly what younger women want, and knowing this stuff will give you an unfair advantage over every other guy out there. And if you're anything like the countless thousands of guys that I've already helped to meet, seduce, and sleep with the younger women of their dreams, then this presentation is totally for you. So believe me when I tell you that learning this jaw-dropping method is way more important than anything else you will learn. And that is why the next few minutes could very well be the most important time of your year. So make sure you watch this presentation all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you my proven seduction system for generating unshakable attraction and sexual chemistry with quality women that you really want. Listen, if this resonates with you, then today is your lucky day, because I have some great information that can turn all your problems around. Soon enough, you'll have young women fighting over you, hoping to be picked by you. I'll show you how to captivate younger women and ultimately sweep them off their feet. And look, I know you might think it's next to impossible for you to make the kind of changes I'm talking about. Fair enough, but I promise you this, if you do exactly as I say in this video, you can portray the type of powerful man that women desire. And it will work even if you aren't a CEO or have stacks of cash. Take one of my clients, George, an engineer for a car manufacturer. He's stable, but not flashy, yet he has a hot girlfriend 17 years his junior. And I'm willing to bet you would want that too. So you're going to love what I'm about to show you. First, I need to tell you a story. A few years ago, I used to work in real estate. Being in a male-dominated industry, I always traveled around the country with a bunch of guys with huge egos. I learned a ton about men, and I have no shortage of guys hitting on me. At that time, I was 27 and dating men more or less my own age, but I always felt something was missing. It was like I was going through the emotions, having to deal with their macho egos and immaturity. Anyway, one weekend, the guys and I were invited to speak at a conference, and it was there that I met a local realtor named Michael, who was in his early 50s. He was an average-looking guy and didn't stand out from the crowd. He was well-groomed and partially gray hair with glasses. Yet, once we met, I was totally taken back, almost instantly. Now, I have to tell you that before that day, I had never been, let alone thought about, being attracted to an older guy, except for a crush my English teacher back in high school. Anyway, Michael had some kind of power over me, like a magnet. He drew me in, and I was helpless to resist. It was like he really got me, like no other man had ever done. The butterflies in the pit of my stomach went into overdrive. I wanted him. What I loved about Michael is that he wasn't living in a fantasy land like the younger guys I had dated. He was well-traveled and diverse. He had interesting stories to tell. That night, back in my apartment, I made a connection that would change my life forever. And he didn't even touch me. I wanted to tear his clothes off right there and then. But he told me something that showed his true character, and he said, "Heather, tonight has been so good, and I really like you. So let's take it slow and see how things go." Most younger guys were so eager for sex, they would have jumped all over me. Instead, we talked until 6 a.m., and he offered to take me out the following week. The time I spent with Michael opened my eyes to a whole new world. Since then, all the men I've dated have been at least 10 years older than me. And my experience with Michael is the main reason why I'm a seduction specialist today, teaching the triggers of female attraction to men all over the world. Once I started dating Michael, I got a ton of questions from the guys I worked with. Dave told me that he was obsessed with a beautiful but quiet woman in his building who was a few years his junior, so he asked me if I could help him because I was around her age. I told him about the methods that Michael had used on me and the under-the-radar attraction triggers that made my heart melt and made me want him like no guy I knew before. As I told Dave about the exact things that compelled me to fall for Michael, Dave's face lit up. Everything seemed to make sense to him. He realized that this was in 1987 and that dating and women have changed. He didn't understand the new female mind, but I did. After using my methods, Dave now knew exactly how to please a younger woman. What's more, he knew what she wanted almost better than she did. Only 4 days after I revealed these triggers to him, he was already on a date with Kelly from apartment 15. Dave told all his buddies about what I had taught him, and they were begging me to teach them too. After a bit of pressure from the guys, I finally gave in and offered to tell them everything. So one Friday night, we met up for a drink at the Ginger Man, a local bar, and I laid it on the table for them. After telling them the first trigger, I had their attention. When I told them about the key techniques of being an ultimate seducer, you could have heard a pin drop. This normally rowdy bunch of guys were looking at me in awe, eagerly anticipating what came next. I felt like a secret agent giving away the exact position of the enemy. And the look on the face of my girlfriend Jessica summed it up. I could see her nodding in agreement to everything I said. She had her hands to her chin with a look of shock in her face. I remember Jessica saying, "That would be the perfect guy." Now, I was expecting good results, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. The results these guys experienced were off the charts, even for Bobby, who was in his early 50s and wasn't the best-looking guy around. He was never married, met a younger girl, and went on his first date in over 10 years. I was stunned. The jaw-dropping techniques I discovered were more powerful than I had ever imagined. I knew right then that these techniques would work for any man, if they could work for Bobby. Yet, it wasn't just Bobby. All the guys who learned my attraction triggers practically had instant success. From that moment, I knew I could help men attract the kinds of women they wanted, all without acting like a jerk or having to settle for just any woman. So I began my venture into the world of seduction. One of my first cases was Randall. Randall had a girlfriend around his age, and yet he was still miserable. He just couldn't get the kind of results he really wanted with desirable women. He had no trouble meeting women. In fact, he had little trouble getting dates. The problem was he seemed to only attract women he just wasn't into. Randall wanted younger women, exciting women who he could have fun with. Most of the women he had dated were like him in his early 40s, and most of them wanted to get serious, like they were on a timer to get hitched. And that's not what Randall wanted. He had been through that before. For now, he wanted to enjoy the dating life. Sure, he did want to settle down in the future, but he also wanted to have fun. This was something a younger woman could offer, but he had no idea how to go about it. He was tired of having to go to work so hard to attract the right girl with no results. He wanted to be able to just sit back, relax, and let young women come to him, chase him, and work to get him. To Randall, younger women were like an advanced puzzle he couldn't figure out. He needed an advantage. The breaking point was when he fell for a stunning young goddess called Stephanie. She looked like one of those women from a shampoo commercial. Long hair, a gym-toned body, and a smile that could melt an iceberg. After a few weeks of knowing her, Randall finally summoned the courage to ask her out on a date. Stephanie's response was all too familiar to him. "You seem like a nice guy, but I'm happy where I'm at right now." Randall felt like his soul imploded and his blood was boiling. Why did this keep happening to him? He knew he deserved the woman he wanted. Why did he keep getting brushed aside time after time? Randall had no clue to solve his problem. You see, Randall's problem was that he did not understand the new female mind. And contrary to popular belief, you actually have an advantage. How many times have you overheard women complaining about how guys are too immature? How many times have women's magazines published an article about how men just need to grow up? How often do young women fall head over heels for their teachers? These are perfect examples of the advantage you have due to your age demographic. And now you've got an ace up your sleeve, so you shouldn't be afraid to play it. One of the first questions I usually get when I talk to men about younger women concerns something that many guys believe to be true. They ask me, as an older guy, do you need to have a lot of money to date younger women? The truth actually contradicts the sugar daddy stereotype. Money and a high-status job are not required to attract younger women. In fact, this is more likely to attract the wrong kinds of women and keep someone from seeing you as you really are. Remember, you're not your bank account. What works a lot better is a tight game and a dominant, charming personality. If you are unfazed by the age difference, she will be too. Bear in mind that younger women are not as practical as older women. They are more whimsical, flirty, passionate, and romantic, and this means you will get more mileage having a youthful outlook. You can do this by being recklessly spontaneous, maintaining a high level of energy, and focusing on the emotional connections. Rather than attracting a younger woman into your life with the allure of financial stability and security, your main goal is to make her part of your world. But before you can do that, you first have to be part of her world. To make this clearer, here's a story to illustrate my point. A few years ago, I went on a date with Brad. He was an insurance broker in his early 50s. Brad was a charming guy, confident, outgoing, and had many interesting stories to tell. He took me to a local seafood restaurant, and the evening flowed smoothly as we chatted away. He made me laugh, and our conversations were interesting and mature. As the night went on, I felt myself becoming increasingly attracted to him. When the date ended, he asked if he could see me again. I obliged and asked him for his cell phone number. What he said next shocked me. He replied, "I don't have a cell phone." I remember thinking, are we still in the dark ages? I asked him for his email address so I could send him an invitation to be friends on Facebook. He replied, "I'm no computer expert, so I don't have a Facebook account." This was a complete turnoff for a young woman like myself, and the truth of the matter was I didn't see Brad again after that. This wasn't the old days when a guy gave you his football jacket to show you that you were his girl. This is the technology era. You can't be a caveman. You need to keep up with the times. Modern girls like myself use social networking to keep friends and family updated with what's going on in their lives, not to mention fast and easy communication. It's about things like updating your relationship status and posting pictures of the two of you together to give us the security and excitement we need. These things are part of our modern culture, and they're an essential part of what younger women are looking for in a potential relationship. And this is something many guys like Randall struggle with. At first, it was difficult for him. However, once I brought him up to speed with my powerful seduction triggers, it was like things just fell into place for him. He now found it easy for him to succeed at attracting younger women. He was updated, he was modern, and he had a newfound understanding of what younger women wanted. He now knew what it took to create unbreakable attraction and how to ignite her in a way that made her young blood boil with excitement and her juices flow. By using my highly effective formula, Randall was able to put himself out there with confidence and knowledge. This formula allowed him to engage, and with little effort on his part, he can now seal the deal without the rejection he once experienced. After playing the field and having fun for a while, he is now in a long-term relationship with the stunning, hot Amy, who is 12 years younger than him. And today, I want to give you the opportunity to experience the same amazing results for yourself. I have finally gathered the gold mine of attraction secrets into a one-of-a-kind audio course I call Dating Up, How to Attract Younger Women. And I'm so pleased to say you won't find these insider secrets anywhere else. The Dating Up system has proven techniques to trigger attraction in younger women which are so powerful, she has no choice but to respond. So what will you learn? I have gone the extra mile for you to find out for the first time what are the 5 critical characteristics that women want in a man. Most women don't even realize these themselves. Yet when they see these characteristics in you, they won't be able to help themselves. They will be desperate to go to the bedroom. And this works on hot young women, which means you will never have to settle for women you don't like again. Now, As you may already know, today's young women are very different from the past. We want to make our own money, live in our own apartment, and manage our own lives. However, we also crave leadership. So you'll discover my powerful influence technique that triggers her emotional lust in a way that allows you to take control and lead her down your path. These triggers will show her that you are a strong, independent man who knows what he wants and takes charge. I'll show you the right ways to press her psychological hot buttons that will make her open up to you like a cracked safe. These hot buttons are so strong that they'll build up intense passion and desire in her to chase you like a cat after a mouse. This is the only secret of its kind that allows you to memorize her and make her think you're the most interesting man she has ever known. Discover how to arouse a woman's curiosity so intensely that she'll fantasize about you. My seduction connector method will implant images and thoughts of you in her mind. It will drive her crazy with fascination and an overwhelming eagerness to be with you. You are going to absolutely love the next one. Most women are strongly influenced by their girlfriends, and the reality is that if their friends don't like you, it can be an uphill battle to gain her approval. I will reveal 3 major league tips to dramatically raise your perceived value with the woman, especially her friends, regardless of how old you are or what you do for a living. These mega tips will win over her friends and give you VIP status in her mind. In fact, she'll see you as out of her league and do anything to impress you. In my What to Say section, I will take you through step by step exactly what to say to a young woman that will get her to think naughty thoughts about you. I know what to say because I know it works on women like my girlfriends and me. This is like having your own personal attraction coach by your side, telling you exactly what to say to make her want you. And once you develop these techniques, you'll be able to easily come up with your own words. Do you know about the primitive trigger principle that you can master in as little as 1 weekend? This caveman sequence will get her so addicted to you that she'll be sexually charged with estrogen pumping through her body. She'll be waiting to explode like a volcano. This is by far the best way to get her to fall head over heels for you. As you may know, today's young modern woman can't go more than an hour without checking her mobile phone, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. So this section is essential to your success in attracting, seducing, and sleeping with hot young women. And I call it Sexting 101. This is where I show you 3 texts that you can send to build up irresistible intrigue within her towards you. With these 3 simple texts, she won't be able to resist your seductive charm, and she'll be counting the hours until she's in your arms again. Next, you'll learn how to be a master in the bedroom. Older guys normally know their way around the bedroom, yet these techniques will take things to a whole new level. I'll reveal 3 fail-safe ways to get her to do what you want sexually, have her love it, and think it's her idea. With these subtle guidance techniques, you'll feel like you've opened up a vault to get her to do anything you want. You will have her blood boiling and her juices flowing. Now, once you know what to do to succeed with younger women, you'll also need to know what not to do. So I'll share with you a few little-known, devastating mistakes that could be destroying any chance you have of hooking up with desirable younger women, all without you even knowing it. You must avoid these at all costs, or risk losing out to the other guy. It's important to know these mistakes because they're absolute deal breakers that leave little hope for recovery. But don't worry, once you know them, you'll separate yourself from the pack, giving you an unfair advantage. You'll also discover why money doesn't matter to women if you do this one specific thing. Now, of course, money and a career have some importance, but it won't matter one little bit if you fulfill this one fantasy that all women have. You'll have her hot and sweaty, begging you to take her home with you. Okay, Heather, that all sounds amazing, but where do I meet these young women in the first place? This one's easy. So I'll list down the best places for you to meet these women. Places where young women want to meet guys. I give you tailored strategies for each of these places that make it super easy to approach and talk to her while still feeling comfortable. Some of these places are a little unusual, but will bring you great reward. Do you find it difficult to ask for her number? No problem. I have an effortless trick to pull this off. You won't even have to ask because she'll happily give her number to you. In fact, this technique has worked on me. It has also worked for tons of guys I have showed it to. Of course, another way to meet younger women is online. I will give you the secrets of online dating. This includes creating a first-rate profile that will get her attention to organizing the first date so it goes super, super smooth. I'll lay out all the tools you need to have a social network of women for you to enjoy in no time at all. Now, I had a lot of questions earlier on from men who wanted to know how to avoid women who are only interested in money. So I created a 2-step technique I call the gold digger extermination technique. This may sound a little harsh, but I want you to be aware of these leeching women so they can't take you for a ride. With these stealth techniques, you'll be able to spot a gold digger a mile away and dismiss her before it's too late. This will let you move on to someone else who respects you and wants to be with you, not your wallet. Now, whether you're looking for a bit of fun or a long-term relationship, I have my euphoric passion technique for keeping the love alive even after being together for years. Of course, you don't want to stick around with the wrong girl, but when things are great, you'll be glad to know these secrets to long-term success. Listen, I could keep going with the other result-charged benefits that this system will deliver to you. But by now, I know you clearly understand that the dating up system is super easy to follow and to use because it gives you step-by-step techniques and tips that you can immediately apply to your life no matter what your situation is. This means you'll experience superior and faster results. I want you to imagine for a second the overwhelming feeling of ecstasy when you meet the dream girl you've always wanted and the feeling of confidence and adrenaline surging through you. That's because you know exactly what to do and what to say to make her feel an uncontrollable passion and attraction toward you. So I want to ask you, what is it worth to you to finally have the younger woman you've always wanted? What is it worth to you to feel those goosebumps of pleasure on your skin as you pull her firm, fit body close to you? And what would it be worth to you to put an end to the frustration and never again have to settle for any woman that will have you, but rather any woman you want? So what's the price of this new, one-of-a-kind system? Well, let's first look at the alternatives. You could have private sessions with a dating coach, which could cost well into the thousands for a full course. You just have to hope that they know what younger women really look for in a man. Or you could pick up How Women Think or Understanding the Opposite Sex book from your local bookstore. These books give you general information and show you the what, but don't show you how to do it. And let's not even mention what will happen if you keep wasting money on flowers, gifts, and expensive dinners in the hope that she'll be attracted to you. With my Dating Up How to Attract Younger Women system, you get real-life examples and easy-to-implement techniques that show you how to be desired and chased by younger women. Plus, you'll get my support as your wing girl every step of the way. What would be a fair price for a system that can do this much for you? I'm sure you'll agree that $497 would be an absolute steal, but I want to blow your mind even further. So today, you won't be paying that. In fact, you won't even pay half that. With today's economy, I want my system to be accessible to everyone without you having to save up for later. So by ordering today through this limited presentation, you'll get the entire system for one crazy low price of $97. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Only $97. And just to sweeten the deal even further, I want to offer you these free, limited time bonuses. Bonus number 1, cut and paste text messaging swipe file, a PDF at $67 value. Today, if you're not texting, you're not getting laid. Young women text more than they email, date, or talk on the phone. IMHO texting is the greatest thing to happen to the sex sense missionary position. Imagine teasing her while she's at work, at her parents', or out with her friends. It's easy to incorporate the 17 triggers into your text messages and build anticipation, passion, and desire. Plus, I'm also going to give you a second bonus free. The NVN Report, How to Give Any Woman Wall-Climbing, Sheet-Grabbing Orgasms. Now, if you add up the value of the dating app system and all its bonuses, it comes to well over $1,000. Yet today, if you act now, you'll get it all for the staggeringly low price of $97. Here's a short email I got from Eddie from Plano, Texas. Hey, Heather. Girl, you created a monster. After getting your course, I'm having the most fun I've ever had in my life at 55 years old. Thanks, Eddie. I'm experimenting with this price for a limited time, so make sure you act now, as I can't guarantee that it will be still available when you come back. So, Heather, how do I get it? It's easy. Just look below this video right now, and you will see an Add to Cart button. Simply click it, and you'll be taken to a checkout page. Here, you can enter the required details and pay using a credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Once you have done that, you'll be taken to the download page, and within minutes, you can start going through the dating app system and start attracting young, hot women today. Let's make this an even easier decision. I'm so confident that my system will work for you that I'm also going to give you a full 60-day money-back guarantee. Follow the step-by-step instructions and download the system now. Use it, and if it doesn't blow your mind and completely transform your dating life before 60 days, you'll receive a quick and courteous refund of every penny. So act now and take advantage of this risk-free offer. Take a look at what others have to say about my system. This is Will from Florida. Heather, I couldn't believe how dating was after my divorce. It has been 15 years since I was in the dating market, and the first thing I found shocking was how easy it was to get a date. But I made a huge mistake of trying to date someone my own age. Most of them are flat crazy. They drink too much, or they're way too bitter, or both. And I really didn't find them attractive. I had already been with one woman who had let herself go, so I knew what that was going to be like. But when I tried to meet younger women, I felt weird, like the old man in the room trying to pick up on a young girl. Then I found dating up. I started meeting women everywhere after that, not in bars, mostly bookstores, coffee shops, events, and all the secret places you said to look. And it was just like you said, these girls were anxious to meet me. Me. Now I'm with a great 35-year-old sales executive, and seriously, I've never ever seen pictures of a girl as hot and naked as she is. She's crazy about me, and I can tell you this for sure. If you had never told me what to do and say, I would have never stood a chance with her. I know that for a fact. Now that I'm off the market, I'm telling my best buddies about your stuff. You're the real deal. Thanks for your help making my transition back into the new dating market. Thanks, Will. It's an unfortunate reality, but I can tell you in my years of research and experience, I have seen how so many guys are struggling daily to live out their fantasies with young, hotter women. They're spending days and nights banging their heads against the wall with frustration, wishing they knew an effective method to attract the younger women they want and deserve. And I'm sure you'll agree that this is no way to live. Right now, there are other men using the system, implementing the easy-to-use strategies, feeling like the weight has been lifted off their shoulders, like it now all makes sense. They can finally live the life they always wanted. Just picture for a minute what life's going to be like after you bought, listened to, and put into action the secrets and methods of this unique system. Once you've seen how the caveman sequence works to make any woman crave to be with you, once you've experienced the euphoric feeling when you land that young hottie, and once you have removed all the roadblocks that have held you back in the past. Up until now, your failure to attract younger women has largely not been your fault. However, today marks your day of responsibility to take ownership of your dating life and begin a journey to a happier you. I want you to click on the button that says Add to Cart because you want to take advantage of an irresistible offer that would turn your love life around forever. You'll get access to everything, the full dating up, how to attract a younger women's system, and all the value-added bonuses. Just don't delay. Here's why. First, I have deeply discounted the price by over half, just so you can get it now. Yet any day now, I will raise it back up where it really deserves to be. Second, if you don't do something right now, when will you? You may do what many people do and put it off. But days soon turn into months and years. And let's be honest, what you're doing now isn't really working, is it? If you want to continue down that path, be my guest. It's your choice. And who knows, things may work out well for you. Or you could choose a new opportunity that has the ability to dramatically improve not just your love life, but your life in general. Do you really want to leave something this important to chance? Can you afford not to take this chance? Well, let's not leave it to chance and make the smart, sensible choice. Click the Add to Cart button below and join the thousands of successful men and try it out for yourself. Still here? Here are more typical responses I receive weekly from happy men who have used my system. This is Mark from Orlando. Heather, after being focused on my kids and the divorce for the last 15 years, I did not pay attention to my dating life. Then you and I met, and we began to talk about how much I was missing, and I really didn't know what to do. Then you suggested dating younger women. I was so surprised. After our session of you helping me with my clothes, my style, what to do, what not to do on text messaging, I slowly began to meet and date younger women. Thank you, Heather, for giving me the step-by-step system to follow. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking a hot chick to Vegas for the weekend, all because of your help. Thanks, Mark. That's about it for now. I really hope that I'll be able to help you become the ultimate seducer. So click the Add to Cart button below, and I will look forward to seeing you in the members area.